Now at 6, some concerned residents voiced their opposition to wind and solar energy in southeast Kansas. Plus, the 4-State Farm Show returns to the campus of PSU. And
both runners and race organizers are preparing for tomorrow's final Joplin Memorial Race. I'm Samantha Walker, and we'll have that story coming up.
The 4-State's most watched news starts now.
Tomorrow, runners will lace up their shoes to participate in the last Joplin Memorial Run. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Tanya Bach. KOAM's Samantha Walker has more on how organizers and participants are working to make the final race come together.
It's going to be extra special because it's the last one, so we got to make it the best one.
After more than 10 years, runners are preparing to take their final strides in the Joplin Memorial Run. Roughly 2,300 people are signed up to participate in the event, a number the race director says is far higher than in previous years. She says organizers came to the difficult decision to end the race due to declining participation and rising costs.
We're struggling to get volunteers and struggling to cover expenses. Then we have to cut things that we feel are valuable. So we just felt like, hey, it's time to go ahead and just have one final event, do a really nice job, go out big, and just make it a really good time for everybody in the final year.
The Memorial Run honors the victims of the 2011 Joplin tornado. Some runners say it's disappointing to lose this opportunity to honor their memories.
And it just kind of feels like, are we going to lose that sense of community by not coming together every year to memorialize all those lives that were lost?
And while some are sad to see the race go, they say they are using this as an opportunity to find more ways to join the community in remembering the tragedy.
I'm really sad that we're not going to be able to do it in a race, but there's obviously more opportunities throughout the community that we could be a part of. But yeah, I'm sad that it's ending, but I'm happy for other ways that we can be a part. So.
Both runners and race organizers say they hope to make this final race a meaningful end to a beloved tradition.
It's meant a lot to see the Joplin community still embrace this event and say, hey, we want to really take it out well.
In Joplin, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Tomorrow's event will end with the 161 race banners representing the victims of the Joplin tornado given to the families following all races. Well, Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us with a first look at your weather.
And it turned out to be a pretty nice Friday for us today. Most of us had high temps right around 80 degrees. We're sitting into the upper 70s across southwest Missouri, and then near 80 still Kansas and also Oklahoma. The evening hours are going to be pretty good. We have had those kind of puffy little cumulus clouds and a few pop-up showers, mainly in our southern counties. Very isolated showers still possible over the next couple hours, but any that do pop up, these are going to be gone as we get past, let's say, 8 o'clock. And again, most of you will end up staying dry. You can still see one little shower near Grand Lake and then a little shower just to the west of Bentonville. Through the evening, slide back through the 70s, 60s, heating up over the weekend. We're going to look at that here in a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. The Circuit Court of Cole County, Missouri issues a ruling against Denali Water Solutions this week. At issue was whether or not the Fertilizer Control Board of Missouri was required to issue Denali a permit for such things as field inspections or enforcement procedures. In October of 2023, the Missouri Department of Natural Resources responded to calls alleging over-application of industrial processed wastewater at a property in Southwest City, Missouri. In November, a court ordered Denali to stop land application in Missouri and empty its storage basins. This week's court ruling determined that the fertilizer law does not require the Fertilizer Control Board to issue permits to Denali. Now, we reached out to the Arkansas-based company earlier today who issued a statement which reads in part, "While we do not agree with the court's decision, we will continue to comply with the state's rules and to collaborate with regulators and policymakers to manage residuals for the benefit of Missouri's environment and communities." You can read the full statement on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Some landowners in southeast Kansas make a push to get rid of wind and solar power in Crawford County. Today, the Crawford County Commission heard arguments whether or not to extend a moratorium on further development of wind and solar farms in the county. The plan of the commission is for the incorporated areas. The moratorium expires December 31st, 2024. City of Joplin approves free curbside tree limb cleanup removal. Residents should place tree limbs and vegetation at the curbside before the morning of Monday, June 3rd. Now keep in mind the program is not offered for any construction material debris, such as roofs, siding, fences, insulation, household items, etc. For a complete list of do's and don'ts, just head over to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Fourth State Farm Show returns for its 49th year. The show opened today with around 700 displays, far from the 60 displays the show featured in its first year back in 1975. The show continues the rich tradition of providing area attendees access to the very latest in agricultural and rural living technology, products, and services.
It depends on the community. From the ag community, we're just happy to showcase the latest in agricultural products, services, technology. For the city of Pittsburgh, it's a kind of a financial windfall in terms of restaurants, hotels, convenience stores, that type thing. So everyone really benefits in the area from the show.
The show runs from today through Sunday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., and this is the Farm Show's fourth year at PSU. We look back on 70 years of Brown versus the Board of Education of Topeka, Kansas. That's coming up. But first, Fort Scott Community College drums up new interest in its music program. The music department at Fort Scott is making some additions to help interest prospective students. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has more on what they're doing.
The more that I went out and spoke with area students, the more I realized that this digital music and music production is something that's very, very popular among students. And so Fort Scott is just looking for a way to connect more with students. And this was not necessarily an easy thing, but this was something that we could do to try and make that reachable for more students in the area.
Chris Goddard just finished his first year teaching at Fort Scott Community College, and now he's taking steps to increase interest in the school and its music program.
When I came in, if we're going to increase numbers and we're going to give Fort Scott Community College something that is unique compared to the offerings of other schools in the area, then this is exactly it. We're going to have to stand out one way or another, and to my knowledge, there's no school that offers something like this for scholarship students in the area.
Starting fall of 2024, this unused computer lab will be converted into a music studio, allowing students to expand their education beyond playing an instrument or just singing.
We're going to have 5 students in the program in the fall. If that goes well and it's not too overwhelming for the instructor, then we'll increase the size of the enrollment. And yeah, keep on going from there.
Reporting in Fort Scott, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
Well, Goddard says they already have the base budget for the studio. However, they are seeking community support and asking for equipment donations for the new studio. Today marks the 70th anniversary of Brown versus the Board of Education of Topeka, Kansas. A landmark Supreme Court decision paved the way for more equal and integrated schools. The ruling declared separate but equal education unconstitutional, in the United States. Now, research shows many school districts still remain racially segregated. Some may be more segregated now than they were 30 years ago. The NAACP Legal Defense Fund says there are currently more than 200 open school desegregation cases currently on the federal docket. A little later, kids at Central Elementary in Baxter Springs look to the future with Career Day.
Plus, we're going to be heating up over the weekend. We're going to look at that coming up.
More on
Well, of course, it turned out to be a pretty good Friday for us today. Partly sunny skies, temperatures right around 80 during the afternoon, which, hey, we'll definitely take. In fact, it warms up even more as we go into the weekend. Here's a nice shot. Our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex, Tower Cam downtown. So we're looking northeast through downtown, and you can see the little puffy cumulus clouds. But besides that, we look pretty good. All right, check out our temps. 83 in Stockton, 78 in Anderson, 75 in Bonita. Chanute is sitting at 81 degrees, but look out west, even warmer, and this warmer air is going to start to push in as we go into the weekend. So we're going to warm up even more. It's going to feel like summertime across the region. Through the evening hours, slide back through the 70s, 60s. We'll bottom out right around 60 degrees. Look at the puffy little cumulus clouds, and we've seen a couple little showers, mainly in our southern counties, but overall, most of us have been dry. We're going to have a couple isolated little guys out there for the next couple hours, and then clear skies for us tonight. So one near Beaver Lake, little guy near Grand Lake in Delaware County. A weak little wave sliding right across northwestern parts of Arkansas. All right, let me take you through the weekend. Tonight looks good. We drop back near 60. As we go through the morning hours, we warm, look at this, upper 70s by the noon hour. And then once we get into the afternoon, I think most of us, 83, 84, 85 degrees, maybe 86 or 87 once you get out into our western counties. A few thunderstorms tomorrow night. They shoot to our northwest, so we stay dry, drop back, lower 60s. As we go into Sunday, even hotter. Look at this, upper 80s, 88, 89, may hit 90 in our western counties. Sunday night, thunderstorms. They build out across central Kansas, and then they're going to roll in. If they get in, they're going to be strong to severe. So this is going to be our next severe threat Sunday night and then into Monday morning. But they should weaken as they push through. But again, it will be a loud night Sunday night if those thunderstorms can get in. Then as we go into early next week, a bigger severe threat. This is going to move in on Tuesday. So Monday afternoon, a few scattered thunderstorms. Severe threat mainly stays north near Kansas City. But for us on Tuesday, check this out, cold front slides in. So afternoon and evening thunderstorms, and these will most likely be strong to severe. All right, weekend looks good. 84 tomorrow, 87 on Sunday. You can see 87 on Monday as well. We're going to go ahead and make Tuesday a possible alert day with that severe threat. It looks pretty likely right now. And then thunderstorms Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, break, and then back in for Memorial Weekend. Believe it or not, is next weekend.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
We don't want storms all weekend for Memorial Weekend.
They'll be scattered.
We'll keep an eye on it. You got a whole week.
Yeah.
You know, we'll niche out a good time to get your outdoor grilling in.
There you go.
There you go. All right, thanks, Doug. Well, still ahead, Missouri Southern Baseball plays its second NCAA tournament game. And the #1 ranked golfer in the world gets arrested ahead of day 2 of the PGA Championship. John Dales has those stories and more up next in sports.
It's day 2 of the NCAA Central Region Tournament in Joplin. Missouri Southern Baseball started things off with a bang yesterday, winning on a walk-off single from Garrett Rice. This evening, the Lions play Arkansas Monticello, who also won their first game. The Lions lead that contest 2-0 in the top of the 6th inning. We're going to have the highlights from it later tonight at 9 and 10. If Southern hangs on, it will need just one win in 2 tries this weekend to advance to Super Regionals. Now, whoever loses that game between the Lions and Cotton Blossoms play Harding tomorrow at 1. The Bisons stave off elimination earlier this afternoon and end 3-seed Arkansas Tech season with a 3-2 win. Good news for Webb City and Carl Junction baseball. The Cardinals and Bulldogs won't need to travel all the way to Belton for their district championship matchup. Misha announces this morning that contest is moved to Warren Turner Field at Missouri Southern. It's scheduled for a 5 p.m. first pitch on Monday. Neosho High School baseball tries to make it to a district championship game as well. The Wildcats play in the Class 6 District 6 semifinals tonight against Nixa. That contest gets started just about 10 minutes from now over at Kickapoo High School. Crowder College baseball begins a best-of-3 series against Seminole State this afternoon in the South Central District Tournament. If the Rough Riders win, they advance to the JUCO World Series in Grand Junction, Colorado. Now, the Rough Riders coast to an 11-2 victory in Game 1 of the series against the Trojans today. The Rough Riders have not lost a game in the month of May. They've now won 6 in a row and are 3-0 in the season against Seminole State. Day 2 of the PGA Championship at Valhalla Golf Club in Louisville got off to a crazy start this morning as the #1 ranked golfer in the world, Scottie Scheffler, is arrested and thrown in jail. According to ESPN, Louisville Metro Police Detective Brian Gillis was directing traffic outside of the golf club after a man was struck and killed by a shuttle bus around 5 a.m. Now, the police report states Scheffler was in an SUV and refused to comply with Gillis's directions, dragging him to the ground as he attempted to stop the car. Scheffler was eventually taken into custody, charged with felony assault of a police officer as well as 3 misdemeanors, was taken to jail, released at 8:40, then arrived at Valhalla an hour before his 10:08 tee time. Now, after shooting 5 under on the round, Scheffler tells the media the whole ordeal was a misunderstanding.
I did spend some time stretching in a jail cell. That was a first for me. That was part of my warm-up. I was just sitting there waiting, and, I started going through my warm-up. I felt like there was a chance I may be able to still come out here and play, and so I started going through my routine. I tried to get my heart rate down as much as I could today, but like I said, I still feel like my head's spinning a little bit, but I was fortunate to be able to make it back out and play some golf today.
Definitely one of the craziest stories in a long time.
Yeah, so did he miss any playtime?
No,
he made it in time.
Made it back in time. So played 18 holes after being in jail that morning, and he's 4th place in the tournament.
All right. Well, good luck to him, I guess. All right, that's it for sports. We're back after this. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. The city of Carthage holds a special council meeting to discuss the removal of Mayor Dan Rife. Plus, a look at the economic benefits for college graduates with double majors. And the Department of Justice moves one step closer to lowering the classification of marijuana. Those stories and a lot more tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Well, the Central Elementary School in Baxter Springs hosted a Career Day event today for the kiddos. Students from 13 different 3rd through 6th grade classes took part in the event, which was designed to encourage students to stay in school and remind them of the importance of getting a good education. Sweet. It's always good to have those career days.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Final sports note.
The Royals back at home for the first time in a week and a half. They're within 2 games of first place in the AL Central.
All right, I had to snub him.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I like that.
Do I get to talk about the weather?
I suppose.
All right, it's going to be warm as we go into the weekend. 84 tomorrow, 87 on Sunday, and then possible alert day on Tuesday. That's going to be, well, we actually have a severe threat Sunday night and then Tuesday afternoon.
All right, a lot to keep an eye on this weekend for sure.
Still May.
But enjoy it until then. All right, thanks for watching. We're going to leave you with a look at the Grand River Dam in Oklahoma. We'll see you back here at 10. Have a great evening and an even better weekend.